We died of pneumonia in furnished rooms, where they found us 3 days later when somebody complained about the smell. We died against bridge abutments, and nobody knew it was suicide. And we probably didn't know ourselves, except in the sense that it was always suicide. We died in hospitals, our stomachs huge, distended, and there was nothing they could do. We died in cells, never knowing whether we were guilty or not. We went to priests. They gave us pledges. They told us to pray. They told us to go and sin no more, but go. We tried, and we died. We died of overdoses. We died in bed, but usually not the big bed. We died in straitjackets in the DT, saying God knows what, creeping, skittering, slithering, shuffling things. And you know what the worst thing was? The worst thing was that nobody ever believed how hard we tried. We went to doctors and they gave us stuff to take that would make us sick when we drank on the principle of so crazy it just might work, I guess. Or they sent us places like Dropkick Murphy's, and when we came up we were hooked on formaldehyde. Or maybe we lied to the doctors and they told us, don't drink so much, just drink like me. And we tried. We died. We drowned in our own vomit, or choked on it, our broken jaws wired shut. We died playing Russian roulette, and everybody thought we had lost. We died under the hoofs of horses, under the wheels of vehicles, under the knives and boot heels of our brother drones. We died in shame. And you know what was even worse? Was that we couldn't believe it ourselves that we had tried. And we died believing that we didn't know what it meant to try. When we were desperate or hopeful or deluded or embattled enough to go for help, we went to people with letters after their names and prayed that they might have read the right books, that had the right words in them, never suspecting the terrifying truth that the right words, as simple as they were, had not been written yet. We died falling off girders on high buildings because of course iron workers drink, of course they do. We died with a shotgun in our mouth or jumping off a bridge and everybody knew it was suicide. We died in convulsions or insult to the brain, incontinent and in disgrace, abandoned. We died under the Southeast Expressway with our hands tied behind us and a bullet in the back of our head because this time the people that we disappointed were the wrong people. If we were women, we died degraded because women have so much more to live up to. We tried and we died and nobody cried. And the very worst thing was that for every one of us who died, there were another 100 of us or another 1,000 who wished that we would die, who went to sleep praying we would not have to wake up because what we were enduring was intolerable and we knew in our hearts it wasn't ever going to change. One day in a hospital room in New York City, one of us had what the books call a transforming spiritual experience. And he said to himself, I've got it. No, you haven't. You've only got part of it. And I have to share it. Now, you've almost got it. And he tried to give it away, but we couldn't hear it. The transmission line wasn't open yet. We tried to hear it. We tried and we died. We died of one last cigarette, the comfort of its glowing in the dark. We passed out and the bed caught fire. They said we suffocated before our body burned. They said we never felt a thing. That was the best way, maybe, that we died. Except sometimes we took our family with us. And the man in New York was so sure he had it. He tried to love us into sobriety, but that didn't work either. Love confuses drugs. Still he tried and still we died. One after another, we got his hopes up and we broke his heart, because that's what we do. Until the day came in a hotel lobby, and it wasn't in Rome or Jerusalem or Mecca or even Dublin or South Boston. It was in Akron, Ohio, for Christ's sake. A day came when the man said, I have to find the drunk because I need him as much as he needs me. Well, now, you're God. The transmission line, after all those years, was open. The transmission line was open. And now we don't go to priests and doctors and people with letters after their names. We come to people who have been there. We come to each other. And we try. And we don't have to die.